Good morning, La Quinta. Dane here from the coaching staff. I want to talk to you about something that we encounter a lot here at our club, and that is deep greenside bunkers. If you want to look over toward the flag here, lots of room between me and the flag, but not a lot of room between me and the lip here. And as I'm out around the course, I see a lot of players come up and get all set up over the ball. And I want you to notice where the ball is placed right now, and we're going to get back to that in a second. And we hit the ball way too far because we bounced up into the back of the ball. Now, if we see where the ball was placed in relation to the middle of my stance, I want to talk a little bit about that with you, okay? If the ball's in the middle of the stance, then the shaft of the club is straight up and down, and the club here, when it enters the sand, this sharp leading edge here has a tendency to dig into the sand, so we end up being scared and sometimes try to lift up in order to help the ball out of the ground, because we know that if this sharp edge leads, it's going to get stuck, or we swing really, really hard like I just did there because we're worried about that leading edge getting stuck. But I would like to introduce to you a little part of the club here that is the most important, and that's what we call the bounce, or the contour of the sole. Before, this bounce was sitting on the ground here with the leading edge, but if we were to tip this back, see how there's this air space between the leading edge and my finger? I like to think about that like the bow of a boat. The bow of the boat keeps the boat from going underwater. But if we have the bow shaped like this, we're going underwater really fast. So I like to keep it here, and this helps the club slide along the sand. I don't need to swing nearly as hard. I don't need to worry about getting the big, deep sand entry. Now, if I have it sitting like this, can you see how the shaft is angled? The shaft is actually angled back a little bit, and I'm going to maintain that throughout the swing. I'm going to put another ball down. And this time, this line that I drew, this time I'm going to have that line much closer to my front foot. That helps to expose the bounce. The shaft is leaned back. And if I were to set this club on the ground, see how the shaft is leaned back? I'm going to fit my body to that. So I can't stand here like this. I'm going to move my body to fit the club. So I'm going to move myself this way and get comfortable, and see how I still maintain that rearward angle of the shaft? That's very important. So for this next one, I'm gonna sit here with the club leaned back, and I'm gonna try to maintain that same angle that I had at address at impact. Gonna lift and turn. And that ball went the right distance. A couple other details there is I have my weight on my front foot, I use plenty of wrist, and I turn toward the target as I hit it. But the most important thing from all of this was the fact that we let the bounce slide the club through the sand. Okay?